Hello, viewers. I know you've been waiting all week for another good and beautiful story, and I think you will like this one. This story is about how God provided for the Woodstock family. Now, don't get any ideas. This isn't about a family that traveled to Woodstock only to become mired in the mud along with 200,000 hippies. This story is about how God intervened in a very unusual way when the Woodstock family traveled to Palm Springs in 1998 to attend the Feast of Tabernacles. The Woodstock family consists of a dad, a mom, and one young daughter. The Woodstock family is traveling in their school bus RV and were taking the back roads through eastern California. It so happens that the bus runs on propane and they uses propane as motor fuel. When Mr. Woodstock looked at the map of Eastern California, he thought he would be able to find propane at one of the towns along the way. After driving most of the day, Mr. Woodstock became concerned that when he discovered that many of the towns were smaller than expected and none had propane. Not having much of a choice, the Woodstock family kept driving and unfortunately ran out of fuel. Join me now as we see what happens in this first scene. The Woodstock family is alongside the road in their bus.
Oh dear, the bus seems out of propane. What will we do?
I think we should pray.
It's almost sunset. Are we going to spend the night in our bus parked along the highway?
Shortly after a family prayer asking God for his help, a passerby stopped and told the Woodstock family that they were only 5 miles from Kramer Junction, where there was a hotel, restaurant, and gas station. The passerby offered them a ride to Kramer Junction, and the Woodstock family accepted. After dinner, the Woodstock family checked into the hotel next to the restaurant. The second scene takes place at the hotel.
Well, that was a nice meal. It is nice to have a comfortable place to stay for the night. But what about the bus? I wonder what will happen. Papa Woodstock, should we go back to the bus with the tow truck driver that offered to take us?
Yes.
Mr. Woodstock had no idea what was going to happen as they rode back to the bus with the kind tow truck driver. The tow truck driver made it plain that he couldn't tow a bus, but Mr. Woodstock at least wanted to secure the bus for the night. On the 5-mile trip from Kramer Junction to the bus, Mr. Woodstock noticed that the road was mostly uphill for the 5 miles back to the bus. Upon arriving back at the bus, Mr. Woodstock found a California patrol woman parked behind the bus. This final scene takes place back at the bus.
Parked behind the bus, please, Dorsey.
Give her the microphone. Give her.
Hello, sir. Is this your bus?
Yes.
What seems to be the trouble? Well, my bus runs on propane, and we were hoping to fill up today, but none of the small towns along the way this afternoon had propane, and we eventually ran out.
Well, I think there's propane at Kramer Junction.
Yes, we just had dinner there, and we saw the gas station, and yes, they have propane. Actually, it might be possible to coast most of the way there, if only the tow truck could give us some help. Actually, maybe if you and the tow truck driver could just push with your arms, maybe we could at least coast a ways.
Yes, it does seem like it is mostly downhill to Kramer Junction. Actually, maybe I could push you with my patrol car.
Really? You can't be serious.
Well, there's only one way to find out. I'll just ease up behind you and try to push you bumper to bumper.
Well, God, I don't know if this will work, but bless your name either way.
Are you ready?
Yes! Wow, we're moving incredible! I can't believe it!
Believe it or not, that patrol woman pushed the Woodstock RV school bus about 5 miles to Kramer Junction. Mr. Woodstock coasted up to the propane tank at the gas station and locked the bus up for the night. Then they walked back to the hotel. The next morning when the gas station opened up, they filled the RV with propane and then went to Palm Springs to celebrate a delightful Feast of Tabernacles. So until next time, don't be surprised if God provides for you in a way you might not expect. And remember Philippians 4:19, but my God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus.